Mark Swank, and I'm very thankful to be here with Mark and Chloe from Influencers Church. We have started in the Church of God Regional Schools of Leadership. They're taking place in 5 different regions, so we've got a program in St. Louis, Tampa, Columbus, Ohio, Princeton, West Virginia, and now Atlanta. And it's a new discipleship wave of what God's doing. And Mark, why don't you share a little bit about your heart and what God's doing from a discipleship side and the leaders you're raising up?
Sure. No, we are so excited about what God's doing with these schools of leadership, and so excited that the Church of God are investing heavily in the discipleship and raising up of young people. And you know, God's been really speaking to us about Acts 6 verse 7, where it says the word of God spread rapidly and there was leaders and disciples raised up. That's what matters, is we need leaders and pastors raised up in God's house. So we have one of the schools of the leadership in Atlanta called Influencers College, partnering with Lee University.
Yeah, and let me just interject real quick and say something here.
Yeah.
Tell them a little bit about your background. If you haven't noticed yet, Mark has a little bit of a different southern drawl. So
Lower Alabama, that's where I'm from. We're from Australia. We've been in Atlanta for 5 years. Planted 4 campuses so far. We have 5 campuses in Australia. God's doing amazing stuff.
And tell them how you're connected in Australia so they know.
Yeah, sure. We're connected in Australia with the ACC Christian churches, and obviously with Planet Shakers as well. That was one of the churches that came out of our church as the youth ministry, and we're passionate about raising up the Planet Shakers, raising up the Belonging Co. If you heard of them, and those leaders that came out of our college back in the day. So it's starting again in Atlanta, and we're ready for some good years.
Awesome. And tell me how Chloe plays into this.
This is my beautiful sister-in-law.
Hi.
And she runs all of our youth ministries globally, and is also one of our worship leaders of Influencers Music.
So cool. It's awesome. Like, we're really so excited about what God is doing. I know even from just my husband and I running the youth ministry and seeing the way that God is pushing us out into high school ministry, middle school ministry, just the connections that he's bringing, because like Mark said, this is the time for the church to go, actually go. And so we are so passionate, like so
And she won't
excited.
say it, but they run one of that's actually the second biggest high school program in the US of A, and it's pretty special what God's doing through schools outreach and reaching people that otherwise wouldn't hear about Jesus. So schools.
So in 5 years in Atlanta, you've planted 3 churches. You've got 2 more churches that are getting ready to plant.
Yep.
And then Mark, why don't you give kind of a closing thought on who you're trying to target for your regional school?
Yeah.
Sure. The school's all about practical placements. Our vision is actually to plant 200 campuses, raise 10,000 leaders. So 2 more campuses this year. That is a lot of ministry placements. And theory's amazing, but let me tell you, just studying online in a basement somewhere, man, that's good. But I believe that putting people into placements and part of worship teams and training and launch campuses and lead churches, that's what matters, and that's where people really get the discipleship and growth that we're all after. So
Totally.
And if you want more information, you can go to Influencers College.
Influencers.college, www.influencers.college, Instagram, all of that. Check us out. We'd love to let you know more about it.
Your young leaders need a place to go. This is a great opportunity with our regional schools of leadership.